92, boy.
It is
Moving.
because we are live. You are live. It says it there. What's happening, people? Hope you're all good. This is everyone's A Pundit episode 92, and we are back again. I'm joined here with some fabulous human beings. And let them introduce themselves. We've got returning guests, Mr. Campion. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, mate. I'm good. Good to be back on. Good to
Good.
see Patrick's beautiful face again. He's
Yeah.
looking a bit. He's looking. Do you know what? He's looking a bit happier this time, though. Like, he
Yeah.
was a
With
bit
the
ropey, wasn't it? It was just before the start of the season, or just at the start of the season, wasn't it?
yeah,
When
Things
I
have
was
dude.
on.
changed. Things have come a long way.
Yeah, he seemed a little bit happier. So yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Are you going to be all right, Mr. Campion? You're going to be okay with us today? You're not in too bad a state, no?
And listen, I'm good. I got my sleep last night on stream, and you know.
on the stream, you know.
It's I'm telling you, my phone hasn't stopped popping off. Honestly, with just people, I have people who I don't even know were in my stream. Like I've never met them before, sending me videos, laughing at me, asleep on my chair for 4 hours last night. It's mad. But it's content in it. It's content. I'm good.
Yeah. Let the people know, Dan. Where can they find you then? What is it that you're doing on Twitch? Let them know. Promote your stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I started streaming about 9 months ago, and it's just kind of blowing up a little bit. You know, we've met a lot of cool people in the community, Twitch community, who've helped us out. And I stream every single day. Stream live on Twitch, usually in the evening time. My Twitch is my name here, D Campion, and yeah, man, we kind of stream all different types of things. FIFA mainly. You know, we have just chatting streams then as well, where people come in and we just chill. I also do a every Monday. It's called Mental Health Monday, where you know, anyone is welcome in to kind of talk about kind of stuff that's going on in their life right now, if they have anything to get off their chest. And as a community, we kind of just support them, you know, and try and help them out a little bit. You know, I'm heavily involved with mental health, especially in football. It's actually a mental health organization as well that I play for. It's a big thing to me. So we're really going to try and push with that as well, and try and get associated with a mental health organization pretty soon. And try and get some fundraising and stuff going for him as well. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's been amazing. Honestly, the last 9 months have just been so much fun. You know, meeting a lot of new people, and yeah, just vibing out every night, playing a game. You know, it's pretty cool. That you'd be doing anyway. You know, so yeah, it's kind of just what we're doing over there. It's a lot of fun. It's a cool community, and see where it goes the next few months. You know, hopefully we can get bigger and better as we go along.
Fantastic. Those of you listening and watching, if you're over on Twitch and you fancy it, go and check out D Campion over on Twitch. And brilliant stuff there talking about mental health. I'm with you fully on that. Big up yourself for touching on those issues and trying to make a change there, Mr. Campion. Big up yourself.
Let's go.
We've got the ever-present. You've seen him. If you followed Everyone's a Pundit, you've seen this guy. It's Dash. Talk to us. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
What's going on, peoples? Once again, man, thank you so much for having me. Pleasure as always. Representing the no red. I know it's the white and all of that but stuff, but it's for a good cause. I'm lucky enough to have one of these tops, obviously, fighting against knife crime and that. You know, us inner city people, we know the troubles that we go through out there in the street. So just representing. I know it was a bad omen that Arsenal wore it and they lost against Nottingham Forest, but still representing. It's the Shiki Dash, a Dash of Sports. Thanks for having me.
Shout out yourself, man. Shout out yourself. And what are you plugging? What have you got going on, Mr. Dash? What have you got going on?
Same. A Dash of Sports, you know, still giving you the trending stories and hot topics and everything sports related. Premier League, although, man, it feels like we ain't had Premier League football for a hot minute right now. So I'm pretty much out of whack with that. Just obviously recently finished off doing a reaction for the transfer deadline. So just went through that. Yeah, just generally just hot topics and trending stories, Premier League football. Been doing some of the AFCON as well. So I'll be giving you some updates and reactions to the final. And yeah, same old, man. Still pushing.
Wicked. Shout out yourself. A Dash of Sports, people. Go and check that out on Twitter and on YouTube. Check him out. He's got stuff coming out all of the time. Quality information. Let's head over to the one and only Hit us with it, P. Hit us with it.
Yo, what's happening, peoples? It's your boy Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the P, represents T. Let's go!
Let's
Let's
go!
Let's go, people.
How many
man.
times have you done that in the mirror?
Funny enough, yeah, I remember when you first did it, but it was tame, like you didn't really want to go for it, but now
exactly.
it's solid.
It rolls off
Daddy,
the tongue now.
Yeah, Daddy, just to let you know, it come live in the Dash would even
Yeah.
know. We literally, I did it off the cuff, so it wasn't.
No
practiced,
way.
it wasn't
Nah, that was
rehearsed.
no.
I swear, Dad.
He said
my
he said
hand up to that.
Dash.
nah. He said
will
he's
let
done
you
it off
know.
the cuff, but it's been in the back of his mind for months. He
Literally
has been thinking of it,
freestyled
saying, "I'm gonna
off
wait for the
cuff.
perfect time to get this
Hey,
out, and it's gonna seem authentic."
You remember that? I can't remember what episode it was, but I think it must have been an episode where Tottenham were just out of whack or whatever, and you came and you did the somber one, or was it my show? Oh, you done it when we did it on the North London Derby.
Yeah.
When you see the
Piece of
the
the
T. But no, Daddy,
yeah,
honestly,
no, it was on views. It was on views. He dropped that. It was on views, and he was not happy.
all off the cuff, and then it just people liked it. It caught on, and then we just moved from there, man. So
I love
let's
it.
go.
I love it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Them days there, boy. Yeah, them days were good, man. When Jason was up in the cut as well. Yeah, man, we've been a long way. Episode 92 now, people. And I'm Semps. Let's get into the show. As Dash says, we ain't had no Premier League football for a minute, man. It ain't had no Premier League football for a minute, but we did have the transfer window. Something that I don't get too involved in, but I know everybody else. Oh, Dash is frozen, isn't it? He's gone.
Yeah.
Look at his look at his face.
That is funny though.
He throws on a good moment though. Luckily, he throws on a good moment.
That face. I should have taken a picture of that.
I was going to say, screenshot it. You need to screenshot that. That's your thumbnail. That was 100%.
A picture, boy. He's back. He's back.
Next
You got that bootleg. You got that bootleg Wi-Fi up again.
That dial-up internet.
Trust me, man. Goodness me.
But yeah, man.
Shocking.
Transfer window, boys. You know, I'm not sure what we can really make of the January transfer window. You know, it's not like the summer. It's not easy to do business, but there has been some business being done. Dash, let's head over to you because you've done a transfer show on your channel. What are your thoughts on the transfer window for your club in particular, and maybe the likes of Donny van der Beek and Dele Alli moving? What are you thinking about Everton? What were your thoughts, man? Dash.
I just thought it was, as you said, you're not really expecting. Am I here?
Yeah, you're there now.
You're with us. With us.
Yeah, sorry. Just like you said, you're not really expecting it to be a crazy window. But what we're finding now is every January we're expecting clubs to do major deals and major business, spending the 70, 80 millions as we was hearing it for certain players. It's always been a difficult window. But maybe because there's so much on the line right now, with teams obviously vying for top four, teams obviously battling for relegation, teams obviously fighting for the title. Now the demands for reinforcement has increased. If I speak in terms of my club, you know, we wanted the additions, we wanted reinforcement because now we're in a position where we are pushing for top four. But I'm actually, in hindsight, when you actually look back and you think to yourself, okay, we didn't buy anyone, but I'd rather not buy for the buying sake, because we've been there before with the Kim Kallstrom broken back, the Denis Suarez coming there with a broken hamstring, and you know what I mean? And then you're getting certain players. Then when it comes to, if it is short term and it comes to, so if it is long term, then you can't get rid of them because it's like people ridiculous amount of money. So I think the teams that needed to reinforce, they did it. Newcastle, Aston Villas, obviously Spurs. But at the same time, you're not shocked to see like your likes of Man United, West Ham's, Chelsea. It's a difficult window.
Dash, you are struggling with your Wi-Fi, but I do want to ask you this question. You said that those that needed to strengthen did. You included Spurs in there, but would you not think or include Arsenal in that list that you would have needed to strengthen and you haven't?
Yeah. So I said obviously I would have wanted us to strengthen, but we didn't. But at the same time, I didn't want us just to buy for buying sake. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's the mistake we've made on many a times, and it's well documented. We're always buying players and then letting them go for free because we can't shift them, or we've given them ridiculous amount of money. So it's something different, you know what I mean? We all laughed at Spurs one time when they went through a couple of transfer windows and never bought anyone, but at the same time, when you actually think about it, buying for buying's sake doesn't always work. So
yeah, I get that.
Hopefully
Buying
in the
for buying
summertime
sake,
we
but
reinforce.
yeah, I get that, but a lot of Arsenal fans will think to themselves that you did need to strengthen and you haven't. That's the bottom line. Obviously, you don't just want to buy just for the sake of buying, but have you possibly missed a trick here in your, because you're only playing one game a week. You could have had a chance to strengthen and really go for that top 4 spot, which you may have missed out on now. But
can I ask you a question though, Sam? You say that, right? But and I'm not being smart here. Who wants to go to Arsenal right now? Like who are they going to sign that could strengthen that team? That actually someone's going to say, oh yeah, I want to go to Arsenal right now. There's not much going on, and I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way, but you're better at the minute. You're better off going to someone like Spurs or West Ham because it's more exciting. It's more, like.
I tell you what, that's an interesting. Go on, Dash. Actually,
I was just going to say quickly. I agree. I agree. Right now, that Arsenal are in a position where it's not so attractive as it once was. But at the same time, if you actually look at the window as well, like I said, the likes of Man United, they could have done with strengthening. West Ham, Chelsea didn't do any business. So it's a difficult window. Ideally, you'd want to bring in players, but it's just you got to think about it. We're trying to buy, like for example, Arsenal. We're trying to buy like main staple players, like main guys. You're gonna have to bring them out from their team. Who's gonna want to let go of their top strikers or their top midfielders?
January,
You know what I'm saying? In January, it's very difficult, but it does show that we have dropped a long way in terms of possibly being able to still attract players from their clubs to come in. Yeah, it was hard to take, don't get me wrong, but I'm hoping from the fact that we've relinquished a lot of wages, we haven't bought for buying sake, then when we come into the summer, which I believe is pretty much what Arsenal have kind of building towards, to is just like, all right, the windows have been fought after, like, they're thinking about how they're going to be building the team. We would have loved to have got players in to push us on for a possible fight for this top 4, but unfortunately we haven't done, and it's a risk. It's a massive risk. It can go left or right with this. Can the squad be strong enough with only playing once a week with the current squad that we've got? I probably would say no, but at the same time, it's benefit other teams in terms of just having a solid 11 playing once a week. If we don't get any injuries and stuff like that, you just never know. You never know.
I do have a question I want to come back to you, Dash, but we're going to move on quickly and then I'm going to cycle back to you. Just want to get Mr. Campion's thoughts on the window that you've had. What are your thoughts?
I'm happy
Let
enough,
people
actually.
know who you support as well.
Liverpool. Best team in England, Dash. I can see it as soon as I said it. It's his face. He's just no, I think I would have liked to have seen the transfer that we got with Diaz in the summer. I don't like the fact that we've waited until January. We knew we were going to be missing Mane and Salah to the AFCON, and this was the type of business that I thought we were going to do pre-season. Strengthening, getting these players in. I think personally, I would have liked to have seen one or two more like just a little bit of cover. You know, it's so obvious that when we miss a key figure like Fabinho or Henderson in that midfield, they're big misses. I think I touched on it the last time. The cover that they do to allow our fullbacks to get forward, because our fullbacks are our main threat. They are, which is crazy to say, but it is. You know, so if we're missing one of those centre mids who actually are the only ones who are able to do that job, our performance drops so much. You know, I would have liked to have seen us going in and getting another dogged midfielder who can break up play, who can cover, who can, you know. But I can't complain. We're playing well. You know, if it ain't broken, don't fix it type thing, I guess. You know, but at the same time, all it takes is 2 injuries, a midfielder and Salah or something, and we're, you know, back to being an average Arsenal type team, you know.
Dash ain't happy, boy. Look at Dash's face.
Hey, Dash. Dash, my man's a Spurs supporter. You're getting it tonight. I'm sorry.
We'll get to Spurs. We
are gonna move on to Spurs now, Pat. Yeah. You know, Pat's come with, you know, he's always come proper, innit? He's got the new kit, nice new kit there, you know. He's got the shape up there. He's got the white
lips are
teeth
burning
there. You know, lips are cream, grease, everything. He's happy now. You know them thing there.
Shout out to Carmex.
Carmex plug there. Pat, what are you saying about your window? I know you was leaving it to the last day to really get into it, and then you got some deals over the line.
Funny one, because Danny was talking about Liverpool and their dealings, but funny enough, if we didn't move for Diaz, you lot would have probably left it to the summer. So it's a bit of an irony there, because I was shocked when we went in for Diaz, because I knew he was on Liverpool's radar, and then I'm hearing that he was looking to come to Tottenham. I was like, wow, okay, this is interesting. I was a bit bemused because it's not someone we needed, and then obviously, lo and behold, then Liverpool saw that we had concrete interest. They went in for him, which made a lot of sense, because he was always like basically picked up to be the next Liverpool guy and blah blah blah. So that was a big bummer. Then we had the whole Traore thing that didn't go through, so we got bantered for that. But all in all, I think it was a really good window. It was a good window, because before you saw it on my views post. I said before the window was over, we needed to get rid of Lo Celso, Ndombele, Dele Alli, and we did. So for me, that's 3 positives, because those guys are massive wages, big players, and they weren't doing anything for the team. So we got rid of those guys, people that, you know, aren't happy, aren't really doing anything, and we got 2 players in, Bentancur and obviously Kalasivic. I can't pronounce his name properly, but from what I've heard, they're really good players. I saw them obviously play yesterday. They looked good when they came on for the last 20 minutes. But obviously, the proof will be in the pudding and how we do during the rest of the season. But the fact that they're Conte's players, the fact that they're guys that will fit the system and he trusts in them, that gives me a lot of confidence. And talking about the window and just quickly, I like the way we played yesterday. I like the shape. And obviously, if these guys come in and can fit in the system, then I think things will be good. So it was shaky sense, but in the end, it looked like we had a decent window.
So you got some deals over the line. Are you at all worried about things going forward when the summer transfer window comes? Are you at all worried? And the reason why I asked that is just linking back to what happened with Traore. That seems a bit, you know, I would have thought that Spurs had turned a corner to get stuff like that done properly, but it seemed to be.
Yeah, it's a weird one as well, because I wasn't really. The Traore one is a very mixed bag, because a lot of people said that coming to Tottenham, you could understand why we get him and what he brings and this and that. But I wasn't too fussed about him. But it was just weird that we was all the way in for him. Allegedly, Conte wanted him, and then he ends up going somewhere else. Obviously, Barcelona is boyhood club, the academy, this and that. But it's a bit dodgy in it that you can't get deals done, and we got picked to the post for 2 players that we were basically there or thereabouts for. So that doesn't fill me with confidence. But all in all, I'm not too fussed about the Traore one. Obviously, Diaz looks like he's going to be an immense signing, so that one was a bit of a bummer. But let's just see what happens, man. I don't know, man. With what you're saying, Sems, I actually don't know, because we've got players across the line. We've got the players that we didn't need in. So in that sense, it has been a positive window. But I just need to see what happens in terms of our main targets in the summer and if we actually secure them.
Yeah. Do you think league position could really impact the sort of business that you do in the summer.
100%. Whoever gets fourth will no doubt have the opportunity to get some top players in. I say it's another weird one. If Man United get fourth, or if Man United finish sixth or seventh, Man United is such a big club. I think they can attract who they want to a degree. The name just holds its own weight. But if you're looking at your Arsenals, West Hams, and Tottenhams, they need that fourth spot to really attract that next caliber of player. You know, Tottenham and Arsenal, again, a big club, so they will be able to attract a decent player. But with Champions League football, you can go out and get your Diaz's, you can go out and get your, you know, the players that wouldn't really come to you if you're not in the Champions League. So definitely fourth spot for Tottenham or Arsenal and even West Ham means that you get that next level of quality, no doubt.
Yeah, wicked. I
think more so for
Go on, Dash.
Yeah, no, Sams, I was going to say, I think more so for, I was going to say more so, I think it's more important for Spurs and Arsenal. I think West Ham could get
100.
fourth, but players could still look at the team and be like, are they really a main staple? I think Tottenham and Arsenal at that point, it's like if they get fourth, the caliber of players will be immense. Man United, like Pat said, will still be Man United. It will still attract the giants out there and stuff like that. But I think it's very, very important for Spurs or Arsenal to get that fourth spot.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. And we will definitely move on, not right now, but I wanted to discuss on where we think things are going to go for the rest of the season. So to get your thoughts on that, Mr. Campion, because as you said, we've had you in at the beginning of the season. So it'd be good to hear your thoughts, Mr. Campion, on where we are with the season, what your thoughts are.
You know, it's a bit mad, you know, because if you'd asked me that about 4 weeks ago, I would say Man City win the league, easy win for them this year. You know, we'll take second place and concentrate on like Champions League and maybe a cup or something, you know. But now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you know, the City are beatable. You know, they are, and they may run out of steam. I'm yet to see it from them. I say it every year. They might run out of steam. They never seem to do. But you know, what I've seen of them the last few weeks dropping points, or the last few games when they've dropped points, I'm thinking we might be able to close the gap a bit and actually give them a good run for their money. I don't see him losing another 2 or 3 games, to be honest. That's the only issue. It's so hard to see him losing. You know, their depth in squad is just it's ridiculous. So it's gonna be interesting. Interesting when they come back from this break and actually see the form. You know, it's always interesting when they've had a break to see how do they hit the ground running. You know, and that could be a massive thing. If the next 2 or 3 games City drop points, it's game on. You know, I mean, I think we've a game in hand. I think we're 9 points behind them, so we can go 6 points behind. You know, 2 games. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to lose them 2 games, but there are teams that can take points off them. You know,
you got to play them again as well. Don't forget.
And we've got to play them again. So I do think it's game on. If you asked me before they dropped them points, I was thinking. They're not going to drop any points this season, like seriously. But it's been a good season. I think it's been a tight season, especially from like 9th or 10th to 4th. It's really, really like tight in there, you know. And it's a lot of competition. I'm delighted to see West Ham getting thrown into the mix. Not that I have any affiliation with them. I've always liked West Ham, and I think they have a solid team there as well, you know. And I think they're actually it's a great example of an average side. All working together and for each other, being able to actually achieve really, really good things. I think that Leicester side that won the league as well was the exact same, you know, apart from obviously Mahrez was on smoke and Vardy was Jamie Vardy at the time, but they had an average side. Like Danny Drinkwater hasn't played a Premier League game since they won the league. Do you know what I mean? He can't get in anywhere, you know. It's true though, like, you know, I think he went to Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He went Chelsea. Oh, don't forget Kante as well. You forgot Kante, but other than those
Kante as well.
Guys.
So like, you have your few, you know, ballers, but they're the average side. So I'm delighted to see West Ham there. Who do we think is going to get fourth? Who do you actually think? I can't see Arsenal getting fourth, and I'm not just saying that. I can't. I do think United are strong enough to get fourth. I think they always have a good end to the season as well, don't they? They always finish strong.
Why can't you see Arsenal getting fourth? I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
For me, it's what'd you say?
And I said, of course he wants to hear.
Of course,
no, legit, because I want to hear other people's thoughts, so that
honestly, for me personally, I look at teams and I say, right, okay, Chelsea, scared of Chelsea. Chelsea are good. They play good football. They're solid, yeah? I look at City. Everyone knows what City is about. Even West Ham now, you're thinking, this is going to be a tough game. I don't feel like that when you say we're playing Arsenal at the weekend. I don't feel like that when you say we're playing Spurs at the weekend even. Like, I just don't, because I don't see them as that big a threat. You know, West Ham are tough. They're a tough side. Arsenal, they get bullied at the minute. They're getting bullied at the minute as well most of the time. You know, I just feel like they're not a powerhouse that they should be. You know, Spurs as well. Because the thing about Spurs is you're either going to get Spurs who are unbelievably good, or you're going to get them unbelievably bad. You don't get any in between. So it just depends what Spurs shows up when you play them. You know, I actually went to the Spurs Liverpool game in December. What a game! Like, what a game! You should have beaten us. Like, you should have been 5-0 up at halftime. You know, but it's Spurs being Spurs. You go and concede, then all of a sudden it's 1-1, and you go 2-1 down, and you know you should have won that game 100%. But that's what I'm saying. You know, against Chelsea or City, that's, you know, it's game over for us if you give them chances. They put you to bed. You know. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be a good year. I think fourth place is going to be a dogfight. And yeah, we just wait and see, I guess.
Dash, rep your team, because I see you sitting there.
I can see him sitting there like this. He's
gonna give us the people's eyebrow, boy. Like, we say we talk about Willis. What you saying?
Listen, I can't dissuade anybody's opinion on Arsenal, innit? It is what it is. What I will say is, I think as an Arsenal fan, and we said it here on the show before, regarding our chances for top four, and nobody gave us a chance. Pat was on here, dismissed Arsenal straight away for even being able to compete for the top four, and here we are. So our chances, I reckon we've got as much of a chance as the teams that are in the running, but I don't think we're best equipped for it. But maybe the advantage is to play once a week, see how long that will last before teams obviously start coming out of competitions. And then it's just a dogfight, man. I'm just happy for the fact that we're in this talk, we're in the mix. If we're shooting for fourth and we end up not getting it, then the likelihood will be we're back in like a Europa contention, and we'll build on from there, innit? Finishing eighth and then to finish fourth, nobody would have envisioned that. And the likelihood of that is very, very difficult. But obviously from eighth and then finishing into Europa contention, then that's just as, you know, it's a step up. So let's see how it turns out.
We've lost Danny now. For those of you that are listening, hopefully he'll be back very quickly. Dash, I wanted to get your thoughts on obviously the Aubameyang situation, man. Like, what are your thoughts on the Aubameyang situation? Because I've heard him come out with some comments after him leaving. He's gone out on a free, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And Arsenal still covering some of the wages as well, which was quite shocking for
people. What can I say? What I would say is I think it's we obviously were shrouded with mystery in regards to how the relationship was between Arteta and Aubameyang. But obviously we've seen now the fact that Aubameyang's gone on a free, it shows that the relationship clearly wasn't nowhere near where it needed to be for a player to attain his position. I think in what Arsenal thought, or what Arteta and Eddie thought, is that, look, we need to make moves now. We don't want to get into an Ozil situation. If it is a case of saving money, the way I see it is it's more of a preparation for summer. Going into the summer window, off the back of Aubameyang's wages, you could probably bring in 3 players alone, and then obviously push on. It's sad because obviously Aubameyang was a player who came during our time where, you know, we were down, you know, and to still be able to attract a star in his own right, you know, to see a star in his own right still come to Arsenal, obviously off the back of Lacazette. We've seen Aubameyang come in, but we just couldn't push on with more players in and around him. But look, we got to thank him for his services. No hard feelings for me. I just think to myself, it's a situation where he's done what he could. I think for himself as well, he's thinking I'm 32, 33, maybe to get a last push, a last move. Alone of that, which is not a move that most 32 to 33-year-olds get. So he's seen, look, I've done enough here. I probably want to move on. Arteta's probably heard that situation, be like, all right, cool. If you want to move on, then there's no point in having you around. Let me see how I can do without you. And they've parted ways. It's sad though, because clearly at the moment, we're not able to keep the players that we need. So yeah, we're gonna get over it. You know, we've lost the likes of Vieira's, Henry's, Fabregas's, all these top players. So now we're looking to the future. Who's going to be the next top player? You know, is it Saka? Is it Martinelli? Is it, you know, Emil Smith Rowe, or is it a player that we'll bring in? So we're at that point now. We've got to move on and see where the club goes now in terms of bringing that next star.
Do you think that Arteta's struggling to handle these big personality players, and it seems that he's very good at potentially, like, with your younger players like your Martinellis, your Sakas, but maybe with these bigger personalities?
I think he's been criticised for the youngsters as well. Remember Guendouzi? So he got criticised the fact that he doesn't look like he's able to handle the young players.
Big personality though, Guendouzi, isn't it? Big personality.
Yeah, but we don't, you know, certain managers might like that type of personality because it was over the fact that he was getting onto Mopé or Brighton, you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where, like, you know, he is in a situation where he's trying to do the clear up, innit? And when you're doing clear up and you're cleaning and stuff like that, you're always going to get dirty. You're always going to get messy. So, you know what I mean? It's one of them situations where it's just like, we don't know. Is he good with his man management, or he isn't? We don't know, innit? I think once he gets, you know, we keep hearing this, or once he gets his own players, once he gets his guys in, maybe those guys are the ones that are going to be listening to him, and the ones that were there. You got to remember as well, some of these players since Wenger times, you know what I mean? Wenger, Emery, a little bit of, you know, Ljungberg, and then, you know, Arteta. So it's quite difficult as well to kind of get that control over players and be able to talk to them in a way for them to buy into the philosophy. So only time will tell. He's here for a long haul, because the hierarchy are saying that it's maybe another extra 2 years. So yeah, man, we just got to roll with the punches.
Does he get an extra 2 years if you qualify for Europe, or regardless? Like, what's the consensus on that?
Obviously, it's rumor based. I don't know, but from what we're hearing, you know, through the grapevine, is the fact that I don't think it's no secret that the Kroenkes are feeling Arteta. You know what I mean? Because many other managers would have been gone by now. So I think the way, from what I'm hearing, it's regardless.
Okay.
And as what Mesh has said here, the majority of the team is Arteta's team now, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're talking about the Aubameyang situation, isn't it? So it's, you know, once again, it's not one of his players. And funny enough, the ones that he's brought in, or the ones that, you know, he's kind of cradled from a little bit of a younger age, like your Sakas, your Emil Smith Rowe, maybe slightly indebted to him. So they're gonna listen. They're gonna kind of bring what he's implementing in the squad. So only time will tell. But we're very close to getting rid of all the players the years from the Wenger times. You know, Laka's going, you know, Bang's gone, loan. Shaka's probably going to be the last one man standing, like it's Royal Rumble.
What's your thoughts on that, Dash, on the Aubameyang situation? Sorry, because I haven't spoke to many Arsenal fans about it. That's
what we was discussing while you was in cyberspace.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad because he's a main. You know, he was our talisman. You know, he got us that FA Cup. You know what I mean? You need that type of magic. It was a bad season for us, 8th. and he pulled it out of the bag. This is what you want from your striker, you know what I mean? This is what you want from your forwards. Like at moments of like your back's against the wall, you can have someone that turns up and gets you that trophy. None of this waiting for 15 years and all of that kind of stuff. And you got strikers scoring bare goals and they can't get no trophies. This guy produced and he got something. So this is what you want.
8th and 8th.
This is what you want.
8th and 8th. That's all I've got to say. 8th and 8th.
No. This.
8th and 8th.
Hold on, Pat. Hold on. You came out bleeding. I'm just saying that any striker.
You knew what you was doing.
That's mad how he's done that from a question about Aubameyang, you know. That's mad.
Listen. Pundits. Let's keep
rent free.
Hold on. Pundits, let's keep it real though. When you've got a striker, you want even Chelsea right now. They're crying about that, you know, Lukaku's not doing bits and stuff like that. You need your guys to step up. You need your strikers. When it's the big moments, you want them to turn up. So yeah, it was, you know, a little bit of a low blow, but I'm just saying in terms of like what we was expecting.
a little bit, you know.
What we was expecting from Aubameyang, and that's surely going to be missed, because to get another striker that's on job is not easy. As you've seen, we tried to go in for the Vlahovic and stuff like that, and it didn't work out. So that's going to be very crucial for us in terms.
As well. I don't know how true that was, but Isaac was touted.
You know, that's going to be very, very crucial. You know, it's I was going to say, like you said, there's not many in it. So to get a gunman is difficult.
It is difficult, Dash. It is. We're going to have to see what happens with Arsenal. I personally think that Arteta and Arsenal have been doing quite well in recent months. But it's going to be interesting to see now what does happen, because as you guys have said, I think Dan said it, Manchester United over the last few seasons have finished the season particularly strong in the second half. You know, obviously we're out of the FA Cup now. Obviously we're not in no other, we're still in the Champions League, but we're not in anything else. Yeah. Boy.
Let's not talk about Bruno. No.
Let's not talk about Bruno. No. We don't talk about Bruno. Listen, the funny thing is, though, you know, the Man United game, I see Jason running his mouth on Twitter, and I see Manchester United fans having a meltdown. The Man United group I'm in was having a meltdown after the game, but it was actually one of them games where, you know, like if you lose, it's all like for us, we've always been complaining, or I've been complaining about the lack of performance, the lack of creating chances, all of this stuff. The issue in this game wasn't none of that. The issue was that we didn't finish our dinner. And on top of not finishing our dinner, we had the VAR call, which, you know, apparently Man United get every VAR call. When this just proves it. It goes around, it comes around, man. So you win some, you lose some. This is football, as I keep saying. And we was on the wrong end of a bad one there. Do you know what I mean? And this is the FA Cup. There is the magic of this giant killer. It happens every season, and we happen to be the one this season. I mean, this season. But for me as a United fan, that's not a game that I'm looking at in like with a lot of worry, if that makes sense. Because it wasn't like we got beat, and how we've seen in other games where teams are coming up, controlling the football, causing us problems. It wasn't that type of game, man. So I'm not really too stressed about it, if I'm honest. The only thing I'm not happy about is the fact that that is probably the only realistic trophy that we could have won this season, and it's now gone. So now it's just going to have to be the top 4 trophy that we're going to have to go for now. You know what I mean? Or the Champions League. You never know.
What's your thoughts about Ragnick? I think a lot of United fans are coming out now saying they're not happy with him. They don't really see us change of play or change of style. So I wanted to see what you thought so far, because obviously you're a more level-headed United fan than some of the guys I've seen on Twitter so far. So
my position is this. I'm not going to lie and say, like, for me, it's been underwhelming. I expected more under Ragnick. You know, he came in, he talked the talk, talked about all of the things that Manchester United fans wanted to hear after Ollie. and we've just not quite seen it. That's the reality of the situation. He talks about control. We haven't seen that control element. And when you were talking about control as well, you know, Donny van der Beek is a player that can control the football. He's not been given any chances. We've still stuck with McFred. So then you then wonder what is really going on at this football club. But what we have seen some changes. We've seen Wan-Bissaka and Shaw out, Tellez and Delo in, which has added a different dynamic. So I think it's been a bit of a mixed bag, you know, Pat, because there's been, over the last few games, I can say that I'm now starting to see some progression. I'm starting to see something that we can build on for the rest of the season now. As I said, the performance against Middlesbrough, yeah, it's Middlesbrough, but, you know, it was a good performance. We just couldn't score. We created loads of chances. We couldn't score. We played well against West Ham. The one thing that was missing was chances, but we played well and we got the win in that game as well. So I do think that we are starting to see a little bit more consistent performances, but I have been underwhelmed as an overall of what we've seen from Rangnick so far. But then I will say that, you know, any manager, I do believe, needs time. When a manager wants to come in and implement his style of play and his philosophy, generally speaking, we say that they need a few windows because they need to get the players out and players in. So I guess maybe we was all expecting too much from him coming in after Ollie with the players that he has to try and implement his style. Maybe that was asking too much, but you know, we have to finish top 4. I'm worried now because we've let some talented footballers leave the football club, and our squad all of a sudden, you saw it against Middlesbrough when certain players were bringing off the bench now when Matta's coming on, you know, you're then thinking, you know, where this team was stacked before, you're starting to think, what's going on now? Sancho looks like he could be injured, a little hamstring injury, you know. We obviously we're not going to name him now, but however you spin it, that's a player that we're now missing as well. So, you know, we didn't bring nobody in January, and I wasn't expecting us to bring anybody in, if I'm honest. But you know, it's interesting to see what happens now for the rest of the season.
It's a tough one because United and
Chelsea,
the
way I see it as well.
He's so far behind.
So,
Pat.
Go on, Pat.
No, go on. Sorry, it's because I started talking, but I think your internet is lagging, so it didn't catch up in time. But no, go on, Dash. Go on. Ask your question. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that it just similar to you guys as well, like not for buying sake. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you got the potential new managers coming in the summer. So if Ralph then goes and buys new players, it's just like this might not be his fit. Although Rangnick's there to go upstairs and obviously on the advisory role, so he possibly could bring in players that he feels that are good enough for Man United. But I think it's just the waiting game in it. And like I said, we put so much emphasis about buying players. Now you're actually really seeing that, you know, teams are actually thinking like, oh, you know what, maybe need to hold fire and just buying players for buying sake.
Yeah, look, we've been stung with that since Fergie, buying the wrong type of players, buying a player that doesn't fit the system of what we want to do. Hopefully, we've now got a plan going forward, but they can think of so many. Even your Sanchez is as brilliant as he was at Arsenal when he came in. What type of system was that fitting into? You know, it just doesn't make sense. And for me, what annoys me is that it just seems like it's just one bad decision after bad decision. And, you know, a lot of United fans will talk about your Martials and they've got their thoughts on him and everything like that. But I see Martial, Donny van der Beek and Ahmad leaving the club. And I'm just like, for me, these are 3 good footballers. And we're losing them. We're letting them go out on loan. And we're going like, we're in a position like we're in Liverpool or we're Man City that we can afford to be losing these top players. But then it comes to a point where these players, World Cup is coming. They want to play for their national teams. And the way that we've managed that situation, it's not the fact that they've left, because I understand why they've left. But if we had managed the situation better and had given them opportunities when they've deserved to have opportunities this season, then maybe they would have stayed around and they wouldn't have left. Do you know what I'm saying? And we would be better and stronger going forward. So I think that we're a little bit light on the ground now. And I think it's going to be, everyone's saying that Man United are, we should be getting fourth, but I can't see it, boys. I'll be honest with you. I don't see us making top four this season, man. I don't see it.
I still think it's you know what? I'm so conflicted now, because I've always said United, but right now I'd say it's a toss up between United and Spurs. I honestly think those are the two teams right now that are probably in a better position than Arsenal, than West Ham. I just think with what we've done, with getting the players out that we didn't need in the camp anymore, and Conte bringing in two, it just puts us ahead of the other guys. But United, the squad, the depth that you have, I always said you were locked in for fourth. I don't feel that you're as secure there now, but you should still do it realistically, especially if you haven't been great, but you're still, I think you're fourth right now, aren't you? You're fourth or fifth.
Yeah, but you got games in hand. I think you got 2 games in hand on us still.
We've got 2 games in hand on you guys. But if you start going on a decent run, you're there or thereabouts. The same with Tottenham. Even Arsenal, it's tough, isn't it? That everyone, I just think Arsenal missed a massive trick with not getting a striker in. Even if it was, and I know I bantered some of the guys in the group chat, even if it was someone like a Chris Wood, even if it was someone like a Josh King or somebody to get some goals, somebody half a season. Because you've got no striker, bro. You got Lacazette, and that's it. If Lacazette goes down, you're finished. So that's the problem.
But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but come on, let's be real, man. And Chris Wood is not going to fit in the system that we play or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I would say we needed to get a striker, but then, we would always ask that question: who striker we're bringing in? You know what I mean? So it was always difficult, but it's a risk, isn't it? Like you said, it's a risk. It's
a massive risk.
It's definitely a situation where you look at it and you're like, if we get a striker, if we get the midfielder in, it definitely pushes us into more of a serious, chat about top four. Right now, it's more like it's in you lot's hands. If you lot do the cock up, we possibly could get in there and leapfrog ahead of you. But it's not in our hands, basically. We've not left it in our hands.
It's risky, but you can do it because Man City have shown you don't need an out-and-out goal scorer. I know that obviously the quality is much better at Man City, but they've shown you don't need a solidified number 9 to score goals. So I think probably that's what Arteta is going to try and mold you guys off of.
Pat,
I'm not even trying to joke. I'm being serious.
I was going to say Arteta tried that. Arteta tried that false 9, man, and it didn't.
It did not work. It didn't go well.
He didn't have to make it work. So I don't know about that. But I would hope he picked up some tips from Pep. I would hope.
Yeah. Or you play Martinelli.
It was such a strange time for him to try and do that as well.
Yeah, I know. It's a weird game to do it. But Martinelli as a 9 could work. But then I think you lose some of his power on the wing. I don't know. You have to see how it goes, man. Because Lacazette as your number 9 is not cutting it.
I think at this moment, the way I see it is like, yes, the likes of Martinelli obviously could be tried up there. I think someone like maybe Pepe as a false 9-ish.
Oh, no. Stop it.
No way. Hold on. Hear me out. Why I say that is because... Hold on. Listen
hey, Sam, who's your friend? Who's your boy?
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna wait. I'll wait for you to stop chuckling. I said Pepe because of this. It takes away from him being on a wing and the defensive duties that he has. He's more effective up there. If he's up there just doing his thing, he probably could be effective.
What thing?
You see,
Pepe is not a finisher, bro.
Pepe? Nah, man.
Listen to what I'm saying. All right, listen to what I'm saying. Off the back of AFCON, and I'm not saying that AFCON is any like type of tournament that is of high prestige.
Stop it.
But listen, you want my reason though, right? You want my reasoning, or you don't want my reasoning? That don't make no sense. Exactly. If he has less defensive duties, it could benefit him in the long run because defensively he's finished. He can't get up and down. So you might as well try and relieve him of that duties and play him maybe as a false nine or whatnot. I don't know. It could work. It might not work. But these are the players right now. They're on their last chance saloon. So
you've just confirmed someone. Do any of you play FIFA Ultimate Team?
Yeah.
You know the SBCs, like you have to put all your players in. Someone tweeted me the other day, and they said, "Has Arsenal done an icon SBC because their club is absolutely mudded because all the players are just gone. They have no players left." And you're putting Pepe out as a false nine. Just made me realize they're actually
Listen to this. You know, a lot of us always forget in terms of players being converted in it. A load of time back in the days, someone like Henry was laughed at or being played out from the wing, and they're converted as a striker.
Oh,
no, don't shake your head. Don't shake your head because hold on. Listen to what I'm saying, though, bro.
Oh my God!
Listen to what I'm saying.
Let him land. I want to hear him land.
Thank you. Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. It's very easy for you to laugh like right now and be like, aha, Pepe, whatever. But these things happen in football. If you cast yourself back, I don't know how old you are, and it's not a disrespect, but I'm just saying in terms of me as an Arsenal fan, when Henry first come to Arsenal, he was whack. Don't let all of this highlights of Henry, like the Henry that we know now, fool you. When he first come, ask all your Ray Parlors, all the Tony Adams, when he first came, they were like, "What the hell have you lot done?"
But
I'm gonna let him land.
Pepe's been with you lot now for like 2 seasons, no?
Yeah, but you're missing the
point.
You're missing the point. It's easy for you lot to laugh. I get the jokes. I get it. I get the bands. But what I'm saying, you're not listening to what I'm saying. So
I get what you mean. I do get what you mean. I just think you've used the worst player possible to do.
I know, but let me just finish here. He's on his last legs, in terms of what Arteta can do with him. If he is played in his false nine and it doesn't work for him, he's gone. I'm the champion of wanting Pepe to go. So we'll see how it goes in it. We ain't gonna forwards. We're gonna have to find a solution. We're gonna have to try and make it work somehow. So these are the players that are likely to possibly try and fill that gap at the moment for the next 6 months or so. Your likes of Martinelli's, who for me, I don't think he's ready yet. You've got Eddie Nketiah, who's obviously going. You've got Lacazette, who's gone in the summer. And then you got someone like Pepe, possibly. The thing about it, he's actually been played in that position before in games. So this will be the last chance saloon for him. If it doesn't work, I can't see Pepe lasting in the summer, considering the fact that he is an Arteta signing either. He's an Emery signing for 72 million. I feel like Arteta's kind of fed up with him. So we'll just see how it works out.
You say Arteta's fed up with him though, but you will know more than me. So I'm going to ask you this question, but it doesn't seem like Pepe's been given chances from where I'm.
It was. Beginning of the season, he had a good run of games. The back, if you remember the back end of last season as well, he played very well. He come into his own a little bit, scoring goals and stuff like that.
I actually like Pepe. I actually think he's a half decent player when he wants to be. I think he could be quality.
Thing, though. When you're playing for our clubs here, whether it be top 6 or whatever, it can't be like
whenever you want.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got
he doesn't ever play though, Dash. Like
he does.
Does he?
He does. He had his run, yeah, man. He's had his run. At
the beginning of the season, he had his run.
Beginning of the season and the back end of
you said he played well at the back end of last season.
Yes, and then you go into the new season and you're not kicking off. Like you said, he's been here for 3 years. Like, how long do you need to wait for someone to start showing you that he's capable? You know what I mean? This is not his first season. This is not his second season. So he's in his 3rd season now. You need to be doing bits. You know what I mean? Like, if I bring a player like Ndombele, and I'm not just trying to dig him out, we all know he's got the qualities, but you can't just turn up when you want to. You know what I'm saying? And this is the frustrating things about these type of players. It's just like, we see the quality, we see what you've got, but you're not turning up. And if you've been there 1 season, 2nd season, come on, 3rd season, bro, like you're no longer a newbie.
He's only played 9 games this season in the Prem. He's only played 9 games and 9 appearances.
Bro, it's cutthroat, bro. It's not me. It's Pepe.
Dan, how many starts?
I'm trying to add a bit of context because I see this with other players, Now, I don't watch enough, like closely enough to say and analyze Pepe the way I would analyze a Martial situation, but I do look at it like that and think to myself, when I watch Arsenal, I don't see Pepe on the field doing nonsense. Do you know what I'm saying? I just don't see him there.
Yeah, he does. He does not. So he beats a man.
No, but I'm saying he's only played 9 games, and how many starts has he had? We're now in February.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So let me tell you this: you've got an inverted player in Saka that's coming, and he's bossing your position. This is Pepe's position, and he's not being able to hold.
Dash. Sorry, when Saka has a bad game, and there's times when Saka, and I admit I do get onto Saka, but I do appreciate he's a good player. When Saka is anonymous for 2 or 3 games, he's still playing. If Pepe has half a bad game, he's off. He ain't playing again. So that's the difference. What Sons is alluding to.
When Saka has a bad game, he still does what's asked of him in terms of tactically. So and Pepe doesn't do that. No. I'm telling you as an Arsenal man, innit? Like defensively, he's better than Pepe. Let's just put it that way. So he's still defensively going to be better than Pepe, and he still does the basics better than Pepe. We're talking about basics. You're taking on a player, and then you want to go back and take him on again, or you're not taking on a player, you're going backwards and stuff like that. These are just the basics that he's not doing. So if you're not doing the basics, let's be real, man. We're at top clubs. We're at top clubs. You sink or swim. That's the situation. And it's more for him. He's been there 3 years now. How are you not establishing yourself? You know what I'm saying? That's the question.
I fancy Saka in that false 9 rather than Pepe, to be honest. Yeah, I'm having Saka in there.
Yeah, maybe so. But I only mentioned Pepe just due to the fact that he's a player right now that doesn't have a solid position. And if it be the fact that he is relaxed of his defensive duties, obviously playing on a wing and stuff like that, it could be a possible thing for him. But when was
the last time Pepe got a game? When was the last
I'm looking
time?
at it now. So he started 7 of them 9.
So in the beginning of the season, then.
Okay, yeah, beginning. Quite a lot of starts then. That's quite a lot of starts in a row.
That's what I'm saying.
So
he started.
No, but when were they though?
Start of the season.
Huh?
Yeah, he's been on the bench. He's been on the bench since his last start was in October. It says here. Oh no. Sorry. December. 2026 against Norwich. He started.
Okay.
Well, he's been on the bench. He's been on the bench.
Good in that game, Dash, because you lot won 5-0 that game, didn't you?
He scored. I think.
He scored. Okay.
He scored. No, so wait. He got injured now. He got injured that game. It says he came off.
Yeah, it wasn't a particular. It's one of them ones where it's just like protecting the player. Look, I think.
But did he play good, Dash? Did he play good in that game?
He played okay. I'm tired of okay.
He played okay. Who played good in that game then? Do you remember? Because you won 5-0. He was oozing and he just played okay.
Yeah, I remember Smith Rowe scored a couple, right?
Yeah, it was more of a Smith Rowe show. And the fact it's Norwich. Let's put it into context. It was Norwich at that time when Norwich were rock bottom and Pepe played okay.
Here's the thing that you could see a contrast from this though, right? Looking at where Arteta doesn't trust him. Like he doesn't want him in his team. He plays him against the bottom tier teams. Every big game that came up, he was on the bench. Liverpool, United, Everton on the bench, West Ham on the bench, City on the bench. And then he plays against Norwich, Southampton, Brighton, Crystal Palace.
That in itself shows you, innit?
The manager, Arteta doesn't want him. He's gone.
Like, let's keep it real. At the end of the day, if the manager doesn't trust you, who is it up to? Is it up to the manager to keep playing you?
Spurs on the bench. Against Spurs.
Yeah, bro. Look, he's been there 3 years now, man. If you've got players in your team, then they're not performing, I'm sure you would understand.
Yeah, but you know what? I think he's your player, so I'm not going to keep defending him. I just like to try and add a bit of context and, just saying if a manager doesn't play you, then that means it's you, because we all will see Donny van der Beek ain't kicked a game for Manchester United. Are we now going to say that's him? Like, he ain't been given no chances. If you look at it in isolation, you'll say, He's been here for how long now? He ain't played. He ain't kicked on.
No, but that's
It's been
different though,
2 years.
because Pepe has been playing. He has played a
Yeah,
lot
he's
more
been-
than Donny van de Beek.
Yeah,
You can't. It's a different situation.
Yeah. I hear that. I hear that. I totally hear that.
So what I would say is this, yeah, he had a really good Europa running that performs well during those periods of times. Performs well when we're playing against Sunderland and stuff like that. When it's the Premier League, this is what I'm saying. It's just that the simple things, the basic things that he's not doing. And then the manager then doesn't have faith in you. He's not trusting you to do what he's asking you to do. He's under Unai Emery, the guy that bought him. He was kind of getting a little fed up with him. Obviously, he's had the interim manager. We'll probably put that as a full-term manager in our and it's still not working out. So what do you
Yeah, your
do?
internet is still dookie.
You know?
It's still dookie. Were you still there, Dash? No.
I'm still here, man. Apologies.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on from Pepe.
Branson owes me.
We'll move on from false number 9 Pepe, and hopefully he gets his.
That's a shout. I've heard some shouts. That's a shout.
Trust me, after everything Dash was said about him, man, talked about him in the false 9 position, you just couldn't make it up, man. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up soon. What are your thoughts for the rest of the season, then, Swaggy Daniels? If you're gonna have to call the top 4, have to call the relegation, do you think Newcastle can survive?
Yeah, Newcastle have done enough for me to stay up 100%. They did some really good business. Yeah, they may have paid over the odds for certain players, but they brought in Dan Burns as well, which no one's really talking about. He's a solid defender. Obviously, they stole him from Brighton. They brought in Chris Wood, and I know, again, like I said, people banter him, but he's good for at least 12 to 14 goals a season. Trippier is a well-travelled and obviously a good right back, plays well for England. Obviously won a championship at Atletico, so that's added quality there. Newcastle, for me, have done more than enough to stay up. I'd probably say Norwich, Watford, and
Burnley.
And Burnley go down. Yeah, Norwich, Watford, Burnley. I hate to say Watford, man. I really wanted to stay up for Maya, but I just can't see it, man. You got to be honest. How many managers now? And Roy Hodgson, oh my God, I know he's a nice guy, but come on, he was toasted at Crystal Palace, and they brought him back. It's a bit mad, isn't it? That they keep chopping and changing. They may have just stuck with Ranieri and see how it finished. But and on the other side, top 4, I'm really torn between United and Tottenham, and I can't call it. I'll probably stick with my original prediction and say United. So that's me. Yeah, without going on for too long. United 4th, and the bottom 3 will be Burnley, Watford, and Norwich.
Maya told me that, and I couldn't believe this. I thought she was bantering, but Watford haven't kept a clean sheet since 2019.
Wow, shit.
I was like, that can't be real.
Oh, and saying that, they kept a clean sheet on thing, innit? They played yesterday. Do you remember?
Last night.
Yeah, and 0-0. No, Premier League. Their game was a Premier League game.
Premier League,
yes, of course.
Yeah.
And they kept
and they kept a clean sheet. So maybe, maybe.
Yes, what she was talking about is like, she's not gassed about Roy coming in, but she's like, if he can shore up that if they had not kept a clean sheet since 2019, I think when they beat Liverpool 3-0, that was the last game. So what are your thoughts on top 4 and who goes down, Dan?
Top 4, I do think United are going to get top 4. I think, like I said, they finished strong. I think they just know how to see out seasons. The players that are there, you can give out about them all you want. You're McFred and all that, but experience is invaluable, and they know how to see out seasons. They know if they have a sniff at top 4, I think they have enough there to be able to get it over the line. Whereas West Ham, inexperienced, will probably drop some points to someone silly along the way. And then you have Arsenal and Spurs, who are just Arsenal and Spurs. You don't know what you're going to get with them each game. So it depends. If Spurs go on a run, it will be them. If Arsenal can, pull their fingers out, then it could be them. But I do think United are just too consistent. I can't see United winning one week, losing the next, winning one week. You know, I could see him winning 3-4 games and then having a little bobble. You know, I can. You know, I can. And when you have someone like Ronaldo who knows how to win games, you know, I know you're all laughing at me, Mr. Penn, whatever, but you have someone like that mentality in your dressing room alone, you know, and you're fighting for a Champions League spot. He's Mr. Champions League. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to not be in the Champions League, you know. So I think United would be too strong.
I agree.
The thing with Ronaldo is Ronaldo's he's not playing well, man. And I think for like in the parts of the early part of this season, what Ronaldo was doing is he was delivering those clutch moments. Villarreal, you know, the other Champions League game away to Villarreal as well. You know what I mean? Like he was delivering these clutch moments, getting the goals. At the moment, even when he's put through, his strikes aren't clean. They're not in the corners.
Happens though, doesn't it? It happens.
Yeah, look. He's my GOAT. So trust me, anybody watching this, if I'm criticizing Ronaldo, just know that I'm saying this because I generally believe there's a problem there. That, you know, his age Father Time catches up with everybody. We're not hearing Messi lighting up the place anymore as well. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But I just don't see that from Ronaldo at the moment, man. And going forward, I hope we do get those clutch moments back. But you know, he's playing every game, and I do think it's causing a bit of a problem for us. I genuinely do, man. I'm not sure if Mesh, you're still watching. You'll be interested to hear your comments, but I do think Ronaldo's posing a bit of a problem to us, man.
Well, it's been like that before in other teams, isn't it? Like Juve, they said the same thing when he went to Juve. Yeah. The whole balance of the squad just left because it's all about Ronaldo. We need to get the ball to Ronaldo. And I think that is an impact that he can have. And I think he has had that impact at United. You know, we're not talking about Bruno Fernandes every single week now, are we? He's almost a shadow of what he was, you know? Yeah. I think that's affected his game massively. You know, having a personality like that has to be difficult in the dressing room too, especially for a manager. You know, someone like Ronaldo who's won everything. He's one of the best players that's ever lived. You know, there's a pressure to play him all the time as well, because if you don't, why aren't you playing Ronaldo? And then when he does play and he doesn't deliver, you know, why are you playing? It's a tough one. You know, I do think Ronaldo is enough for you to get top 4. I think he will still deliver for the end of the season. In terms of going down, I'd hate to see Watford go down. A mate of mine, his dad is Ray Lewington, so he's just after going in there with Roy, isn't he? They're after as his assistant again. So I'd hate to see Watford go down, but I can't. From what I'm hearing, it's not good at Watford. I don't see them. I don't think I can see them surviving. I do hope Newcastle stay up. I think they will. I think they shouldn't be down there anyway, if I'm completely honest. I think they got quite unlucky this year. You know, I think they've played reasonably well in the games that I've seen them. I think they were quite unlucky not to win a few games, you know, and their players are good enough to be mid-table, in my opinion, at the minute. You know, obviously with the takeover, it's going to be an interesting year next year. The summer is going to be interesting as well, but I do hope that they stay up. But yeah, I think Norwich, Watford, Burnley, I think same as Patrick. I think they're doomed. I can't see Everton or Leeds. I'm just looking at it here now. I can't see Everton or Leeds stooping that badly in the second half of the season. So yeah, I do. I think them 3 for me go down.
Well, Everton have made some key signings, isn't it? You would think that could possibly help them for the rest of the season. Dash, what's your thoughts? Also, what are your thoughts on Ronaldo? Because I see you put a little hand up there. So your thoughts on Ronaldo, and then just give us your top 4 predictions and bottom 3 predictions.
I think it takes brave Man United fans and just brave footballing people to just call a spade, you know what I mean? And just call it for what it is. We all know what Ronaldo, the talent he possesses, but like you said, Father Time, no one's exempt from that, you know what I mean? And you are seeing he's snatching at shots and he's not really getting into the right positions. And you know that Ronaldo will score, you know, he's capable of doing it. But in key moments at present, he's not really showing for it. He's showing a lot of frustration as well. And I know obviously D, you said he's missed the Champions League and he wouldn't, take the fact of not making it Champions League. But the team around him are still not performing to that standard.
I think that's a lot of it. I think, that's a lot of it. I'm with you on that. He's playing frustrated. You can see he's not happy with the situation there, with the players around him.
And it's showing, you know what I mean? And players can see that. And you feed off that, man. We've if we've all played sports and stuff like that, no matter who's on the pitch, if you're seeing a frustrated player, it affects you as well.
But you know what I would add on to that, just before you continue, Dash. It's now the point where I'm thinking, Ronaldo, you're not doing what you need to do.
Concentrate on what you need to do.
Yeah, early part of the season, he could have those frustrations.
Yeah.
But now it's like, you know what? You're actually not doing what you need to do. You're misplacing passes. You're not touching. You're not doing this.
But that's the thing. I think it's having a knock-on effect. I think it's an all-round circle because he's frustrated with his players because they're not good enough players. He's used to playing with world-class players, and now he's playing with Fred,
But Sems is right, though, at the same time as well. It's like, I've been there, man, because all it just takes is like, you try and get frustrated at someone and saying that they're not doing their job, and then someone turn around, but what about you, though? You missed that penalty last week, though. You missed that shot. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to that point as well. But look, you still would like to have a Ronaldo in your team because, at any point of time, you can find a bit of form or whatever, and it's Ronaldo in it, and then he pops it at the back of the net, and it's that kind of situation. Top 4 quickly, man. I would love Arsenal to make top 4, but I cannot sit here and be like, I'm glad that they're in the running for it, but it's going to be very difficult for them. I still go with what you lot are saying. Man United probably the strongest out of the teams in the running. Man United, Spurs, because obviously the Conte effect, the fact that they've not really been lighting house on fire, but they're still winning games. You know what I mean? And they're still finding ways to win. Spurs, Arsenal, West Ham, obviously fighting it out. Relegation, I always thought that Newcastle would get relegated. I still kind of stand firm and feel like it's not guaranteed for them. But one thing I do like is Eddie Howe has bought grit guys that are coming here to none of that. We all thought it's going to be sexy names. Maybe Gomes is probably the only one that kind of mimics a little bit of a sexy attribute in terms of like the name wise, but he's brought in like someone like Chris Wood who's battling out there in Burnley, and he's got the credentials to be able to fight strong with a team like that he's been at Burnley. So Newcastle probably be from the signing that's done, they've secured themselves, and then the rest are just fighting it out in terms of that relegation battle. So if I'll say that any team that was at risk of going down and looking after the January window that are going to be possibly able to survive would be Newcastle.
Fair enough, gents. Pat, is there anything else you wanted to add? Anything that we've maybe missed today that you wanted to add?
I've just seen that Senegal have won the AFCON for the first time. So went to penalties between
Senegal.
Man, was that on pens or what?
Yeah,
pen.
It was on penalties.
Oh,
sorry.
Egypt,
I was just watching. It was lagging,
Senegal.
but
and Mane scored a decisive penalty. So after he missed,
he did. I just seen it. Salah didn't take his.
So Mane stepped up. That takes a lot of kahunas.
Salah didn't take his. How?
He must have been fifth. It was 4-2. They didn't get to take a fifth penalty.
Wow.
It's a lottery, isn't it? Sometimes you let your best penalty taker go first, or you let them go last. If they go last, if the guys are ahead sheg, you don't get your penalty. So
listen, congratulations to Senegal. Is a lottery, man. It's a lottery. No matter how tactically
it is.
You can do it. Obviously, there's a lot of debate now. Gary Lineker also tweeted it out. It's like, maybe they should try and change the formats of penalties or whatever. For me, it's just like there's no real better way to end the game. We've tried the hockey style from halfway line. We've tried all that the golden goal. Just keep it.
What 90 was minutes. That about? That
hey, 1v1s. Get your best centre back and your best striker. 5 goals, best of 5. That's the way to do it. Or you do the little nutmeg game. That just make a little arena, little nutmeg game. That'd be sick.
The FIFA president, the FIFA president keeps trying to change it. Yeah,
extra time, penalties, and that's it. You know what? At the end of the day, it's a lottery. It's who's got the the still mentality. You go up there, you step up, and one thing I will say though, off the back of AFCON, just quickly, the penalties that I've seen in terms of like, if you're gonna take a penalty, please, this goes out to any player out there. Stop these short run-ups and trying to step to the ball and like, if you're gonna take a penalty, I need conviction. I can't blame you.
You know what it is, Dash? In training, they're tucking them away.
Bro,
When it comes into these, it's the pressure. It just
you see Baye's miss. Do you see Baye's miss?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
but
poor.
Then saying that, Dash, so Bamba short run up on Friday night, and look at his penalty.
One thing I'll say about what Sol Bamba's been through in life, them penalties don't mean nothing to him. So you can step up like that. You can see the way
I have the best penalty stat ever. Do you want to hear it?
Go on.
This season, so I've
scored.
No. In real life, I play semi-pro as well. So,
jeez.
Hey, Danny's got some goals though. Seriously.
No. Listen. Right. So, I've taken 8 penalties, scored 5, but still have 100% record.
Who's that?
How? So you've taken 8. You've
scored 5, and I have 100% record for the penalty spot this season.
And you got the rebound and scored it.
Some penalties have been rebounds or disallowed.
Yeah, I've missed 3, right? And all three times. So we won a penalty directly from the rebound on the penalty. And the other 2 times the ref pulled it back for encroachment. I tucked away all the second ones every time, but pretty cool stat though, I thought. Always boggles everyone. So they took me off pens, by the way, as well. I was like, okay, I get it, but I have 100% record. Don't chat to me. Like, you can't imagine I have 100% record. I'm getting taken off pens. I nearly went to him and I said, listen, you're gonna have to take me off pens. I'm not a good pen taker. I'm a striker. I love taking pens because it's an easy way to score. I'm shit at pens. I've never practiced them. I'm really bad. Yeah.
As long as you don't do this short step walk ups and stuff like that, or trying to toe punt it in, I don't care. If there's conviction, I can't blame you because it's a lottery. Keeper could just dive the right way. That's it.
Yeah.
It's all about the pressure, man. For me, in training, I would tuck pens away, left foot, right foot, top wins, and then you get to a tournament, not even a tournament, just a proper game or something, and I miss bare penalties. It's long. So I buckled under the pressure, under penalties, and this is what happens in professional football, man. So I feel for them, but I do agree with what you're saying. If you're gonna miss, at least look like you're trying to do it properly. So like Ronaldo's penalty against Middlesbrough, he's missed the target, but he's trying to get.
Yeah, you can see side net.
Yeah,
trying to side net. I'm okay with that. Do you know what I mean? I'm okay. No, I'm not okay with him missing, but I can understand it.
Do you remember that? Was it Lookman for Fulham? Remember when he dinked it down the middle? When they needed to win in the relegation fight.
Yeah,
could you imagine?
Premier League as well. Premier League. That was.
Could you imagine? Like, if you'd done that on a Sunday with your mates, you'll never ever hear the end of it. Seriously.
The way Scotty Parker looked at him, you could tell. You wanted to just
my days! Honestly,
I like the way the keeper just grabbed the ball. He was just like, "All right, mine."
Yeah, literally, he just stood there. Like, he just stood there. Oh man, do you imagine in the dressing room after? Oh.
Yes, Prime. Big up Prime and Dats that have just entered. We are ducking out now. But shout out to you both. Thanks, Dats, for hitting the like button. And I feel you, Prime. Penalties is just bare nerve-wracking, man. They are. But boys, let's find out where you're repping. Let the people know who you're repping, and then we can close this out. Start with yourself, Dash.
Yeah, man. Once again, man, anti-knife crime, trying to eradicate that and all of that. Yeah, man, A Dash of Sports. Come find me on YouTube. The shows are there. Like I said, Premier League roundups and recaps. A Dash of Sports, the main show itself, which is all the trending stories and hot topics. Everything sports related on there. A bit of banter, jokes, and also just going to be rounding off the AFCON as well, as we know Senegal have just won, so definitely going to be recapping that. So just come check.
Yes, audio listeners
Right
is
at
on
the
that
end, innit?
bootleg,
Dasher Sports.
bootleg Wi-Fi.
Just come follow me, man.
Yeah, Dasher Sports. Go and follow him on Dasher Sports. He's on that dial-up Wi-Fi. He needs to
I
get
know,
it,
man. It's
man.
poor. It's poor. My apologies.
Dan, yourself, let the people them know. Talk about your Twitch and
Yeah.
everything.
Again, Decampion on Twitch. Trying to do loads of things this year. I'm trying to organize a charity game as well. In the summer. So if anyone, it's a content creator team versus a pro/celebrity team. I don't know if any of you guys would be interested in that as well. I'll definitely
on that, you know.
Yeah. So I know a few professional footballers. Aidan O'Brien is one of them who's follows us on Twitch and gets involved and stuff. So we're going to try and get him involved in the summer and just raise some funds for mental health. We're looking to stream it as well on YouTube, on Twitch, all that good stuff. So a lot of things happening. Find me on Twitch, Decampion. And yeah, man, 100%. Shoot me a follow, and we'll when I'm organizing, we'll get the numbers together, and it'll be a great day, man.
You're gonna be you host some trials though, because I don't know whether Dash can
Hold some trials.
Yeah, hold some trials.
Hey, don't watch me. Hey,
we're getting involved. We want to win, Dan. Yeah, we can't be getting no. Look, we see the Wi-Fi already. You know, like, we can't just be getting anybody.
Don't let me have to put on my goal. Yeah.
What position do you play? What positions? What position do you play, Sams?
I was the pacey winger in my day.
Oh yeah,
and striker, you know, top goal scorer.
Okay.
And then in the later years, I then come back in like a Pirlo type of role, you know.
Right. Yeah. What about you, Pat? Where do you play?
Nah, I don't play football.
Man said, nah. I said, nah.
I don't gas it up.
Well, Pat's a mean goalkeeper. Don't knock Pat, you know. Pat's a mean goalkeeper still.
Them athletic saves and dives. And never been.
We can still get you in though. We can still get you in and give you like a 2-minute cameo.
Pat, didn't you say Yaya Toure though? Yaya Toure.
The handsome tour. What I call myself? That handsome Yaya.
Oh man. So yeah. So lots of things happening, man. I'm really looking forward to this year. Hopefully everything goes well. And yeah, man. Cheers for having us on as well. I appreciate it, guys. Always banter with you, love. So
Always, man.
It's been our pleasure, man. It's been our pleasure. Pat, let everybody know what you're up to, because you are busy at the moment on the circuit.
Yeah. What a shame, man. An hour and 15 has flown by and we've just gone over, but it's been fun. It's been brilliant. Obviously, I'm on Twitter, Patrick Tyrant, Tyrant, and obviously Patrick spelled the normal way. I'm on Views TV Official every Sunday, 8:30 p.m. This is our platform, my main platform. Then I'm also on quite a few other things, Coys.com. I'm on Holly's Hotspurs tomorrow at 7 p.m. with Anthony Costa and a few other Spurs peoples. And then I'm also on the Football Terrace, typically on a Tuesday or a Monday on a Thursday. And that's the top 6 show. So yeah, quite a few things going on.
Wicked. Pat, you should have said. I just noticed your name is spelt wrong in the.
I said that to you before. There's no T at the, but it's all right because you see it on the thing right there anyway. So
you should have said, man. You should have pulled it up, you know. But never mind.
Good.
It's Patrick Tyrant, people. You all know Patrick Tyrant by now, anyway. You know?
That's it. Let's go.
By the way, man, I'm Semps, and this was everyone's A Pundit episode 19. These were my pundits. Until next week, people, we are out. Have a blessed week. Peace. Later.